I am now a full-time trader. As of today, I am done with the corporate game. So I've actually been a part-time trader all this time. If you're in my community, you already know that. So my background is in tech sales. I was a software engineer, first at a retail brokerage, which is how I got into the financial markets. Been doing that, learned about trading, eventually went from swing trading into day trading, YouTube, blah, 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 blah. Made a ton of money, but I've been doing all of that part-time. First and foremost, there's nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong with being a part-time trader, but because I'm now the COO of the Move Miami, check it out, themovemiami.com. If you want to have something made, check us out. I invested a significant amount of money into this as well as time. I'm just stretched way too thin, guys. I'm like this, literally, can't do it all. So while I love sales and it was an awesome part of my career, had the opportunity to be part of a tech startup and we actually had an exit, right? Very few people actually can do that. It's honestly crazy the amount of things that I've done in this one lifetime that I've been here on earth. But I love trading. It's the one thing that I want to do every single day. I could trade all day, every day. I'm not going to, but I could. But yeah, in this video right here, we're gonna sit down at my desk and I'm gonna talk about the ways that you can go from being a part-time trader to a full-time trader. And for those of you who really don't wanna be full-time, I'll also talk about how you can just do part-time forever. Again, I have an extenuating circumstance where I'm also an executive at a company, right? So unless you're an executive at a company, you can probably get away with being a part-time trader, right? So let's go ahead and sit down at this brand new awesome space that we've created and talk about it. First, why should you listen to me? My name is Forrest. I invest in stuff. It is my passion and my purpose to help you become financially free. One of the cool things that I've been able to do with all the money that I've made as a day trader is invest in this business right here. So this was, really the culmination of me having my own studio for YouTube. A buddy of mine that I've known for a long time, he founded the MoveMiami.com. I invested, more than a six-figure sum, let's just say, into this business, and we've now partnered. We have this awesome real-time, huge-ass LED wall behind us. This is a live chart, by the way, that's up behind me. I'm shooting on an 85mm lens, and we might tighten it up. But that's why you should listen to me. I've made money in the markets. I've spent the money that I've made. I've invested the money that I've made. I know what it's like to win. I know what it's like to lose. And I'm not a gazillionaire, but I do all right. I live right here in this beautiful city called Miami. And you can do whatever you want when you have achieved your own version of financial freedom. Okay, so how do you go from being a part-time trader to a full-time trader? Okay, there are really three things that you need to do. First, you need more than just a few good days. You need a consistent track record every single day. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4. You need consistency. Without consistency, how are you going to be profitable? How are you going to be consistently profitable if you're not consistent as a trader, right? You need to have consistent performance. Otherwise, you're just going to be consistently losing money. So how do you do this? First, track your trades. Actually, track everything. Do this for months so you can prove to yourself, you'll have actual evidence that you have what it takes to be a successful trader. And here's a pro tip. If after 100 trades, you still have a negative profit factor and you're trading on sim, you're still not ready. Here's the second thing that you need to do, and this really just goes into personal finance, is that you need to have a runway. You need an exit ramp. You need to have money in the bank, a stockpile of cash, right, that you can jump into when you venture off into full-time trading. Now, if you're profitable, you already, you really shouldn't be worried you're gonna be profitable. The market has cycles, right? It has ups and downs. It's not all, magic, and every single day isn't green. Let me tell you, it just isn't, guys. So you need to have cash in the bank, especially if you're somebody who's older in life. You young folks, honestly, you may not get it right now. You watch this video, you're like, I have responsibilities. Trust me, you don't. Once you get older, you got more stuff, you have more people to take care of. Okay, you need to have a 6 to 12 month runway so that you can make the switch safely. Here's the last thing that you need to do, and this is really, really important. It's something that I talk about all the time in most of my videos. You need to have a daily routine. This should be a science for you. This should be something that you're trying to be really, really good at. It can't be a habit, okay? Whether you're doing this part-time or full-time, if you want to be profitable, then you need to act like a pro. You need to wake up at a specific time every single day. You need to journal your trades every single day. You need to analyze your trades every single day. You need to look at the market and try to come up with a setup every single day at a specific time. Otherwise, if you're not planning to succeed, then you will almost certainly fail. I'm telling you, trading is one of the hardest things that I've ever accomplished. Okay, I was a runner in college. I'm not even gonna go through the list of all the crap that I've done in my life. Honestly, guys, I did real estate, everything. Trading is hard. It is individually really freaking tough. If you do not approach trading from that angle, you absolutely will fail. I promise you, I see it all the time. Doing those 3 things is really all it takes to become profitable. It's just taking trading seriously. It's all it boils down to, being consistent. Well, how do you be consistent? Well, you need to journal. You need to have a daily routine. What you do daily will determine what happens to you on a monthly basis. If you look at the last 5 or 10 days of your life, if somebody on the outside was observing you, what would they tell you about yourself? Right? Would they say, if you say I'm a trader and they're observing you and they see that you're just coin flipping every single day, they're not going to think you're a trader, they're going to think you're a gambler, right? So are you a gambler or are you a trader? Now, for those of you who are part-time and part-time only, like, Forrest, I don't want to go full-time. I appreciate that you're now a full-time trader and that's cool and all, but I want to be part-time. Well, here's the catch. Here's the old clickbait in this video. I'm still technically a part-time trader. Guys, I'm not gonna sit at my desk all day and do this. I've been trading long enough now that I actually don't have to do this full time. I just stopped working my day job. I have enough money in the bank, I'm comfortable. One of the reasons I stayed in sales, by the way, is I had the classic golden handcuffs, okay? Some of the years in sales, I was easily clearing over $500,000 a year. My biggest year, I did, $800,000. I was making a lot of money in the market, in my sales job, guys, between stock options, commissions, base salary, everything is cushy and it's really hard to give that up. I don't know how many people, I honestly don't know that many people at a very unique experience who are making as much money as me. And it's actually kind of lonely and I'm not gonna go down that path. Okay, when you do exceptional things like that, it's really, really hard to give it up and you start to identify with it, honestly, which is part of the problem. You start to feel like you have to live a lifestyle that utilizes the money that you have and the stuff that you have. And honestly, as a creative and like a dancer, and when I align it to the things that I care about, it doesn't really matter for me. But here's what you can do, and these are the things that I do to stay a part-time trader that's also a full-time trader. Really, I just don't have a day job, but I promise you I'm not gonna be trading full-time. I'm too busy, I don't care, I'm old, my back hurts, I'm not gonna be sitting at my desk all day. This is the first thing that you need to do if you wanna be a profitable part-time trader. Number 1, you need to trade a specific time window. You need to have a plan. So this goes into your daily routine. There should be a time where you work. Okay, even though you're only working part-time, there should be a specific window where you work within that time, right? So pick a time period that works for you. Be very, very specific about when you trade so that when you trade, you will get the outcomes that you want. Okay, you need to be scientific with it. That's the first tip. Just have a specific window. Over time, you can modify the windows, but you shouldn't be trading at 9 a.m. one day, and then 4 p.m. the next day, and then 11 p.m. the next day, and then 7 a.m. the next day, and then 6:32 a.m. the next day, and whatever other time. Don't do that. This is the second thing that you should do. 1, check out this water from our boy who owns Legacy Gym here in Miami. He was nice enough to hand us some. Let me get a sip of this. Some good water. Swing trade. You don't have to trade or scalp every single day. In the world of prop trading, trading the daily has become very, very normal, okay? It's normalized, having to get in and get out. You don't necessarily need to do that. You could just trade a few trades a day or a few trades a month, honestly, and be very, very profitable. That's more of my style now. When I sit down and trade on a day, the first question that I ask myself is there a trade today? It's not, how can I trade today? Or what trade should I take in the next few minutes? Because I just sat at my desk and have to get in. And that's what a lot of you guys are doing. You're sitting down at your desk, you're looking at your computer, like, man, I gotta take a trade right now. What trade should I take right now? Should I go long? Should I go short? Should I buy calls? Should I buy puts? Should I short calls? Should I short puts? Okay, what should I do? And you're looking for signals all over the place. Instead, you should just sit down, breathe, and do nothing until a trade comes to you, okay? So swing trade, look at bigger time spans, trade less, make more. It's the best way to trade as a part-time trader, which is what we're all trying to be, right? This is the third thing, and this applies to both. I should have started with this, but I'm not, because I need you to watch to the end of this video. You need to have a system. I trade the VPE system. That means the volume profile edges. That means I specifically look for trades, entries, and exits only around the edges of nodes. That means that I miss a ton of stuff. There are a ton of trades that I don't take and that I don't care about. Why? Why, Forrest? Why am I giving up so much opportunity? It's because I have amazing trades. Okay, amazing trades. I had a 1,000 point trade today, which is completely abnormal. We're in a very high VIX environment. That's completely not normal, okay? 1,000 points, 2NQ short. It's $40,000 on one trade. It's a little more than $40,000 on one trade short today. Okay, go look at the market here. It is currently 7:36 on April 10th. Okay, peep it. We had a huge rejection off of the node, right? We had the rally, okay, because of the 90-day cancellation. We hit up and hit a node, and then we rejected it. First touch rejection. just short that. It's a brain off trade, honestly, 1,000 points because the VIX is so elevated right now. Easy trade, one trade, 40 grand in a day. You really don't need to do anything else. You don't need to do anything else, guys. It is that simple right now. You need to have edge though. If you don't have edge, if you show up every single day, doesn't matter if you're journaling, if you don't have a system that should work, okay, if you did the same thing, if you employed your system across 100 trades, it should be profitable. If you don't have a system, if every single day in the market you're just trying to figure it out and you're trying something different, then it doesn't matter what you track because you're not going to be able to actually improve your system because you don't have one, right? Does that make sense? Is that clicking with you? So if you need a system, you can definitely check out ours. Come join our Discord. We have a 1-week free trial. It's called Trade Edge. Go figure, right? Because we trade the edges. We also try to give you edge. The system that we call is called the Volume Profile Edge. Okay, we're all about edge over there. And if you really want to supercharge your trading, you can always check out my course, of course, right? For those of you who want to get there faster, if it's taking too long, if you invested a lot of time into trading and you need a shortcut, you need help from someone who's figured it out, help from someone who's in the place that you want to go and you don't want to waste years of your life getting there, then check it out. There's a link down below to that. It is the VPE 101 course. It is on the tradingwithforrest.com website. Would love to have you as a student. That is really it. And for this one, guys, today is actually pretty exciting. It's pretty weird. I've been thinking about this not working, honestly, for years now. Just straight up golden handcuffs. And then finally, I was just at the point where I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Why not today? And so we're just doing this. I love and appreciate y'all. The cool thing too is that it opens up a ton of my time. People have always asking me for coaching and one-on-ones and things like that. And I've always said no. The coaching program I actually did, right? So we have a coaching program. I've held off on doing another one just due to time constraints. It does impact my trading, but now I have more time so I can do more coaching. That'll be TBD end of the summer. And I will start doing one-on-ones. I'm gonna offer one-on-ones up. I'll have a link for that pretty soon. Stay tuned into my socials. You can schedule time with me for me to review your trades. There will be kind of a regimen and form for that. Nonetheless, my name is Forrest. I invest in stuff. Please subscribe to this video. See you in the next one. Deuces.